Welcome back to the Colts Cast. I'm Eric Smith. He is Jamal Lawrence, your host of the Colts Cast. Jamal, how are we doing tonight?
Man, not too bad. Not too bad. I got to get some Z's. I got to wake up in the morning, do a little hunting probably. A little early day, wake up, go to the stand and see what's going on outside. It's going to be a little chilly, but
You be hunting like that?
yeah, I think opening day was just say Sunday. It was yesterday. So I was at work though, so I couldn't get out there, but I'll get out there tomorrow, see what's going on.
Everyone's got to work. Everyone's got to work. Look, it's the bye week. The Colts don't play. It's been a very stress-free weekend in regard to watching the NFL football. So we just got to kick back, watch some good football, watch our fantasy teams play. But really look forward to next week when the Colts return. But, we got to give y'all some content. Jamal, today, let them know what we have. How many is it? How many bold predictions?
Oh, three of them things.
Three.
350.
We got 3 bold predictions for the Indianapolis Colts for the rest of the season. We're basically in the second half of the season. Got to see a lot of Colts football. Here's 3 bold predictions for the rest of the season. Jamal, where are we starting?
Before we get started, hit that like, subscribe button, drop a comment, let us know how you feel about the Colts in this bye week. It's nice, like you said, to not have a stressful bye week. I believe the Chiefs game just went off a little while ago. They ended up losing to the Broncos, so they got a big game coming up for them this week, playing against us in KC. So we got to get ready for it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it, my man. What you want to talk about first?
Let's talk about the GOAT, the one and only
Jay Tizzle.
JT. Jonathan Taylor. What is he going to do? Jonathan Taylor will win the NFL MVP this year. I think we could see this. And I started looking back at who's the last guy to win the MVP at the running back position. It was Adrian Peterson, of course. But what were the details of that season? So you look what Adrian Peterson did in 2012 when he won that award. He rushed for 2,097 yards. I think this is back when they played 16 games, right?
Yeah.
That is impressive. Averaged 6 yards per carry and had 12 rushing touchdowns. The Vikings were 10-6 at the time too. So this wasn't like a 14-2 team, 13-3 team. I don't even think they won their division, but Adrian Peterson was so good. And there was no other quarterback to give it to that was playing out of his mind. They had to give it to a guy that had a 2,000-yard year, averaged 6 yards per carry, had double-digit touchdowns. It makes sense. So when I look at JT's year, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jamal, but he's definitely on pace. I know his he's going to break that touchdown rate. I mean, he's already got 15 this year.
Oh, yeah.
He's definitely on pace for 20 plus. I would say near that. I mean, at this rate, if he still goes, I mean, he could hit 25 easily. And you talk about his rushing yards. I mean, he's already at 1,139 rushing yards. He can eclipse 2,000 easily as well, too, assuming he stays healthy. Then you add in the fact that the Colts have the possibility to be a 12-win team, 13-win team, 14-win team. And I don't know how he's not the MVP when all's said and done, right?
That's the way it should be. And just to give you a little more insight to what Eric was alluding to with that AP season, I know he mentioned, there were a couple quarterbacks who was out there balling. Peyton was for the Broncos. As he came in second place, he threw for just under 4,700 yards, 37 tutters, and 11 INTs. And I think Brady threw for just 4,900 yards or something that year. It's a little more than Peyton. But those numbers from both those quarterbacks that they put up were still crazy. But the fact that they gave it to AP says a lot. And you mentioned that the dominance of how bad the Vikings offense was, we still had AP in there doing it. We take a look at Saquon last year. Saquon, I mean, he basically mimicked exactly what AP did that year. He was 345 attempts, 2,005 yards, 13 tuds, and he came in third place, literally third place with that, because we know that now the league has evolved. It's more of a, of a quarterback
How many
league.
touchdowns did he have?
13 versus AP 16. He had a couple less yards than him, and then a couple more carries.
And JT already has 15.
Yeah, JT. Yes, and that's the thing. JT's numbers have they're just, again, if he stays healthy and continues to play at this level, they're gonna just massacre that. Um, and I think we all can sit here and say, I don't care who you are, I don't care what team you root for. When you see those numbers, obviously we're going to be a little biased here because this is a Colts pod, but let's be clear. I think anybody who has a half of a brain, they see these numbers that he's putting up week over week over week. It's like, how can you not give the MVP to him? Because he's just playing at that elite of a level to where it doesn't matter what happens in the game. He's still able to get out there and make it happen. I mean, we watched it last week with, well, I forgot how many yards he ran for 200 plus. And of course, the week before that wasn't the hottest. But the point is that JT has come out here week over week over week and still continue to show that he's playing at a very high level, coming off of a season where we said, hey, to ourselves after the ankle injuries, hey, is this going to be the same person we've seen in the past? And he's shown us that, yeah, this is me plus more. So JT has earned, he will earn every accolade by the end of the season to warrant him winning that MVP race. It's just going to be a matter of whether or not the league is going to snub him or not. And like you mentioned, if this team continues on the trajectory that it's going, there's no question as to why he shouldn't get that. That should be an auto for him. But
I don't
we'll see.
think he'll. I don't see him being snubbed for this if he continues at this rate. So he's playing at a phenomenal level. I feel like the MVP award a lot of times is narrative based. It would create a great story for a guy who's averaging a career best right now, 6 yards per carry, just like AP did, with this new Colts team with Daniel Jones there, Shane Steichen winning Coach of the Year. It all makes sense for a running back to win the award for the first time in this new decade. I think it makes for a great story. But of course, Jonathan Taylor is going to have to do more than what a quarterback has to do. Josh Allen just had 6 total touchdowns today. Obviously, he's going to be up there in that conversation. It's just, he's literally, he's going to have to break 2,000 yards. He's going to have to eclipse 25 plus touchdowns, and he's going to have to keep averaging those high yards per carry, along with the Indianapolis Colts finishing with they have to win the AFC South. And I'm thinking at least 12, 13 wins. And I think he makes a very compelling case.
Absolutely. And it looks like right now ESPN has him projected. These are just projected numbers, of course, but projecting him at 1936 rushing yards, so just under 2K, but getting that 26 touchdowns. So, I mean, he can very well do it. I mean, he's not literally 800 yards away from, from that 1900 right there. I think that'd be awesome to see him break 2000 this year. It will be something out of a movie, but could very well happen. Like you said, if the stars align like that, I don't see how they could even attempt to snub him. Because the wins matter. Obviously, we saw Joe Burrow last year throw up insane numbers, but the win loss and the non-playoffs for them just blew blew his chance of getting the award just to smithereens. So you're right. You're 100% right. The wins are going to matter. Where this team goes is going to matter. There are a lot of things that have to happen for JT to officially earn this title. But man, I'll be hard pressed to not give that to him. But again, I don't know, man. I know we don't make those calls, but man, that'll be tough.
It also wouldn't be unheard of if he got benched week 18. Just with, if the Colts know they're going to be in playoffs, know they're going to have number 1 seed, a circumstances like that, it's just like, hey, like, we're resting our best player. Like, he's not playing in a meaningless game, but we'll see. Let's talk about the next one. What do we want to jump to?
Let's talk about the new wide receiver 1 in town.
You gonna start us off?
One. Yeah, I'll start us off.
What's the bold prediction?
Bold prediction: Alec Pierce will take over as wide receiver 1 and lead this team in reception yards for this season. Man, Alec Pierce, wow. someone who's continued to explode from last year to this year, just continuing to grow and get better and better, and cementing his foot in the ground here in Indianapolis, solidifying himself as that wide receiver one of the future for this team. Because right now, Pierce is sitting behind Tyler Warren just a second with 585 yards. I think Tyler has just over 600. This man he has 32 yards less than him, but he's done it in 22 less receptions. We know he's that big volume guy.
That's a key stat. That's a key stat.
Very important. He gets the ball. He can go downfield and high point that ball wherever you need him to. And when I think about our wide receiver one in Indianapolis, as it's been, MPJ, of course, he leads the team in receptions right now, but he's limited. He's been limited in the yards department. He's just over 500, I believe it is, but he hasn't been that. He hasn't been the factor that that missing piece that Alec Pierce has been. I mean, this Alec Pierce has literally carved this thing out for himself to become wide receiver one. He's focused on that route tree this year throughout the offseason to make himself better. He's now not just catching the deep ball. He can go across the middle. He can catch some shallows for you. He can do whatever you need him to. He can catch slants. Whatever you need him to do, he can get the ball in his hands and still make a move with it because he has that explosive speed. So he's definitely geared himself not to just that deep ball specialist. He is now trying to focus himself on being a total wide receiver, which is what we need in this organization. And I think that at this point, I mean, he continues on this trajectory as well. I know we kind of just mentioned with JT, but he continues on this trajectory as well. How could you not give him wide receiver one, especially when you think about MPJ's getting up there in age? We now have Tyler Warren to take some of the extra heat off of Pierce as well. Like, it's the stars are aligning for him to take over this wide receiver room, in my opinion. And now with AD gone, I mean, it definitely is just like, hey, you are the focal point.
Yeah, and I want to say he's leading the league in yards per reception again. Like, it's over 20 yards, 20.9. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this guy, Chris Ballard, I'm going to give it out to him.
That's fair.
I think even Reggie Wayne, just being able to identify these guys, second round pick, you don't have a first round pick that year. You get Alec Pierce, not the sexiest pick. Maybe we should have got Sky Moore, something like that. And look what happened. He's developed into, like you said, Jamal, like I feel like he can attack all three levels now. He's developed into a great receiver and great asset. You could plug him on almost any team. He's got the size. He's got the straight line speed, that top end speed that really takes the top off a defense, makes safety say, oh, can't leave him on an island because Alec Pierce is either going to catch that thing or he's going to get a DPI. It's insane the amount of impact he has for this Colts team. Not only that, even if he's not getting looked his way, he's opening things up for Tyler Warren underneath, for Michael Pittman underneath, for Josh Downs underneath, for Jonathan Taylor back. Like, just the threat of him, and like you said, he's pretty good route runner now, from what I've seen. So it begs, it begs the question: what are the Colts going to do with him entering contract year? Because I think in 2026, a man due for some money, right?
You're going to want it too.
Yeah, you got a lot of boys who are going to want to be paid. Jonathan Taylor, Big Q, Michael Pittman, there's more. And Daniel Jones. I didn't even talk about that mega contract. That's probably going to happen. When you trade your your 2026 and 2027 first round picks, that means you're set at quarterback with the 1 year guy and Daniel Jones on a 1 year contract. That's your belief. That's your thinking going into this. So you got a lot of people to pay, and you ain't gonna be able to pay them all. So I think their salary cap is just under $50 million. Yeah, you got some. You ain't got enough money in the bag, Ballard. So we got to figure something out. But Alec Pierce, there's going to be a market for him, and like this bold prediction says, he's going to finish it because he's been heating up these last 4 or 5 games, and he's doing this, like you said, Jamal, on low volume. Tyler Warren's leading right now. Don't think that stays.
I agree. It's Pierce's throne for the taking, man. I'm excited for him. Like I can't wait till we can get in a little more depth of this cap space talk because it is going to get interesting how this is going to all unfold. This is a hard thing
We're
whenever
not
these
even
contracts
thinking
start to
about
end.
that.
I
We're
know,
not even
man.
thinking about that
Whew.
right now.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see, man.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
People are gonna be pissed,
I was gonna
but
say some feelings are gonna be hurt. There ain't no question about that.
shit's a business.
Yeah, it is.
Colt, that's after we won the Super Bowl talk. Third bold prediction. What's up?
Third one. Who you like? What you got?
You know who I like, man. We gotta talk about the defense. Man, Sauce Gardner will be named all pro, first team or second team. We don't know yet, but he's gonna be one of them. Why, Jamal? I mean, this guy, people say Sauce Gardner got cooked on that 2-point conversion. Y'all keep talking about that. Y'all act like a corner can't allow a reception like ever, or he's not a lockdown corner. That's not how the game works. It just happens. Now he did slip during that 2-point conversion. It looked bad. Well, guess what? We still won the game. We got up. Sauce Gardner played lights out in the coverage snaps. He did play, especially against Drake London. Limited him to less than 30 yards, maybe 2 receptions. I mean, this is good stuff. Even Next Gen Stats says he finished with a team high 31 coverage snaps. He was targeted at the nearest defender 6 times. And in the second half, the Falcons were 0-3 with the pass defended when targeting Gardner. These are real analytics, people watching. We can't see everything on our view at the house, but these people can. they got different cameras. They got all 22 that are looking at everything. So you look at what Ballard is trying to do. He's trying to cement this defense, make it more cohesive, give Anarumo everything he needs to be successful. And I think we haven't even seen it at full strength. Mooney Ward's going to come back. Another guy that could push all pro. It's just like, but Sauce Gardner is kind of different. But I think Ward's right there with him. So, I mean, they go hand in hand. And when you have 2 lockdown corners, boy, everything's going to open up. Or I guess close up since we're on defense. Everything's going to close up. I just think when you make this kind of trade, this massive haul that you sent for Sauce Gardner, it's got to pan out. And one way it does is in his first year with the Colts, halfway through the season, he wins an all-pro, or he gets awarded an all-pro, whether that's second team or first team, doesn't matter to me. That means you're one of the top 4 or 5 players at your position. So, boom, give me Sauce Gardner, baby.
Yeah, I can't add too much to that. I think the biggest thing is, like you mentioned, this Gardner's, he's coming in at this second half of the season for us. He has a couple weeks to get this thing figured out. He's going to continue to learn the defense. He's going to continue just to grow with this, and it's going to come. He's going to start cooking right at the perfect time as the season's starting to crest to the playoffs. That's when he's going to really turn into full gear. Mooney will be back out there. Everybody should be strapped and locked and ready to go. So it's going to make such a huge difference once both these players are on the field. Sauce feels a little more comfortable with his defense, and we can start to shift him around a little bit more, because you could see some of the confusion we had during the Falcons game whenever they were switching off to players. Well, that's just simply because he'd only been there for 6 days at that point.
Right.
He literally, he didn't know anything that was going on within there. He was using instinct. And sometime in games where you have instinct and people have an actual system they're following, those 2 things don't mesh. So give him a couple weeks to figure out this until he can follow, plus use his instinct. The sky's the limit for him. I think he'll pick up right where he left off. Not to mention, like you said, I mean, I think even another next gen stat I was looking at here a little while ago as well. Was talking about him. He leads the league in the tight window percentage, forced at 52%. So he's not allowing these quarterbacks to get much room to try to get this ball where they needs to go. Sauce is going to come out there and press. And he's not afraid to press anybody. He's going to take whoever you have at wide receiver 1, and he's going to have an opportunity to go over there and just shut him down. So it's only going to continue to get better, especially when he's riding the high of how well this team is playing. You realize that with the team playing at this caliber, he realizes he has to up his game a little bit more, even though he's already an elite player. Those players know how to take it to the next level whenever they need to. Big time players make big time players are in big time games, and he's going to be the perfect example of that, which will award him this all pro. Like you said, whether it's first or second team, he's got it in his bag. He can get it.
Yeah, Sauce Gardner, I think everyone forgets, like, this guy's 6'3".
Yeah,
Like, he's got very long arms. He was drafted 4th overall, right behind Derek Stingley Jr. in that 2022 draft. Quite frankly, I don't know. I guess you could say no, he should have still been a top 4, top 3 pick because I think that was the year with Trayvon Walker, Aiden Hutchinson, Derek Stingley, then Sauce. So you could make an argument that Hutchinson probably should have gone 1 or even Derek Stingley because he's really good too. But Sauce Gardner is an elite talent. These type of cornerbacks don't grow on trees, and Ballard felt that he needed to really get that room going and really push for a Super Bowl run this year, quite frankly. So that's where we're at, and that's going to be it. I mean, that's our
yeah.
3 bold predictions for the Colts rest of the season. I mean, I think all of them can hit.
All of them can hit. Yes, they very well can. I for sure. I can tell you this for sure. Pierce is wide receiver 1 moving forward. For sure, that one. I think that
We
one's just
finally got
more
on board,
out of
bro.
him. He just got to put a little. He got to put a little bow on top of this present. Sauce. I know once Sauce
Y'all finally
has
got on the AP train. I fucking love it. Let's go.
Sauce. It's just a matter of him getting comfortable with the squad, and it's over. JT, he's gonna do what he's got to do. Only bad part for him is it's out of his hands because we got people who got to vote on that for him. You know, but I'm not. Yeah, we'll cross that bridge as we get later on the season.
JT's a
All
very
these are,
likable guy. He's got this.
he is. He's so yeah. Let's get ready for it. Let's get ready for it. Enjoy the rest of this little off week. I guess it's back to business now on Sunday, so it's back to business for these boys. They're about to get ready to go into KC this weekend and this upcoming weekend and get a dub.
Back to business. We'll get a dub. Chiefs ain't. They sorry. They got the same record as Carolina Panthers. Let's get it. Hey, that's going to be it for us, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Colts Cast. We are live on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or any platform you use to listen to podcasts. And we'll be back next time to give you some more Indianapolis Colts content. Y'all take it easy.
Take it easy.